Hello everybody, my name is Megan. If you're new here, welcome to the channel, welcome back. First off, if you follow me at all, you know that typically I post Monday mornings. It's like 6 o'clock on Monday evening, so like obviously this isn't going up on time, so I apologize for that, but here we are nonetheless. It will be up probably tomorrow being Tuesday, but like we'll just see how it goes. I thought originally when I was doing my makeup inventory, I was just gonna do like once a year, so like, you know, at the end of 2020, at the end of 2021, but I figured, you know, it's been about 6 months, I might as well check in with myself and just sort of see what my numbers are looking like and how I'm doing. So that's what we're doing today. So if you're interested in that, just keep watching. Probably would have helped if I had like pulled it up beforehand on my laptop. Just give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So for my categories, starting off with primers, then I'm going to go in the same order that I went in last time. Also, if you have not seen my 2021 intro, I will link that right up here in the cards. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested. So for primers, I started 2021 with 8 primers in my collection. My rough goal was to have 6 by the end of the year, and currently I'm sitting at 6, and I'm going to finish at least 1, hopefully 2 more, which would get me below my goal, which would be great. For foundations, my goal was 3, or sorry, I had 3 at the beginning, my goal was 2. I'm currently at 3. I'm not too worried about hitting that goal. It'd be nice to finish up a foundation, but I just don't really wear foundations, so we'll see. For concealers, I started the year with 7. My goal was 4, and currently I'm sitting at 6. With this one, I did declutter 2, but then I brought 1 in. So that's how that moved around. For powders, I started with 3. My goal at the end of the year is 3, and I'm still at 3, so I'm good with that. As for setting sprays, I started with 4. My goal was to have 2, and currently I'm sitting at 2. Obviously, I'm going to finish up at least 1 more spray, I think, before the end of the year. It'll be what it'll be. But yeah, I just don't want like some huge number of sprays. For powder blushes, I started the year with 6. My goal was to get down to 5. Currently I'm sitting at 6, and honestly I don't really see myself getting down to 5 this year, and that's not the end of the world. I mentioned in my intro that my goals are like really rough. I'm not like I need to have this number, or like, you know, I'm not going to declutter for the sake of decluttering. If I'm enjoying my products, I'm going to keep them. But yeah, so I currently have 6. For cream blushes, I started with 10. My rough goal is to have 7 at some point, and currently I'm sitting at 10. For powder bronzers, which is my bronzers and contours, so it started to have 5. My like rough goal is to have 4, but I'm okay with having 5, and I currently have 5. For my cream bronzers, I started with 4. My rough goal is to end up with 2 at some point, and currently I have 4, and that's okay. With powder highlights, I started with 4. My goal is to maintain 4, and actually I now have 5. Once I heard that Becca was going to be closing down, I did go ahead and buy a mini of the Moonstone because it's one that I've always wanted to try. I am wearing it today. I did my makeup hours ago, but you can tell it still looks very nice, and I'm very, very happy with that purchase, so I'm not mad about it at all. For cream highlights, I started the year with 7. My goal is to have 3, and I actually have 5. I decluttered 2, so yeah, we're down to 5. For face palettes, I started with 3. My goal was to have 3. I actually ended up with 4. For I think it was a Christmas gift, except I didn't get it until like halfway into January. I got a Anastasia highlight kit. The sugar kit. Should that be 4 highlighters? Possibly. Should it also be a face palette? Maybe. I don't know. It's just what I ended up doing. So that number did go up. For single shadows, my goal was, I started the year with 9. My goal is to have 7. I still have 9. I'm okay with that. For cream shadows, I started with 11. My goal is to get down to 8. I've actually since decluttered 6 of them, and so now I have 5. So that one, I'm happy with that category. I don't use cream shadows too often. I do like cream shadow, and I do have obviously 5 of them. But yeah, I don't need 11 of them, and I'm happy that they have been able to go on to other homes where they'll be used. For eyeshadow bases, I started the year with 3. My goal was to have 1, and I'm currently sitting at 2. I'm okay with that. I don't have an issue with that at all. For eyeshadow palettes, I started the year with 20. My goal was 17. I've decluttered 5. But then I picked 1 extra up, so I've gone down 4 to make my current total 16 palettes, which is below my goal, so I'm totally fine with that. For mascaras, I started the year with 16, and mascaras and like lip balms both, I know I have a lot of them, I just don't want to be bringing them in. My goal is just going to be whatever I get throughout the year. So I started the year with 16. I've since used up 3, decluttered 1. I did bring in 1. But, so currently I have 13, which I'm okay with. My goal is listed as 16, but that's just because like if let's say I get through, I go the entire year and I only use up 1 mascara, I'm okay with that as long as I'm not like bringing in extra mascaras. So I did bring in 1, but overall I'm okay with having 13 mascaras. Most of them are still closed. I think I only have 3 that are currently open right now. So I'm totally fine with having that number as long as it's continuing to go down. For eyeliner, I started with 3. My goal was to have 2 and I'm actually down to 1. Okay, there we go. So I finished 1, I decluttered 2, brought 1 more in because I used up 3 and now I have 1. There we go. Okay, for my brow pencils, I started the year with 3. I have since used up 2, picked up an extra brow pen, and now I have 2. I'm okay with that. My goal is end up with 2, just because I don't like to have a lot of backups, but brows are one thing that I'm okay with having a backup of it, because I have this fear of like, I'm doing my eyebrows and like I run out of product after 1 eyebrow and like I don't have enough to like finish my other brow. So I do like to have a backup just so that way like I can make sure that my face is done, because there have been times where I've like finished off a brow pencil or whatever on my right eyebrow and then like I had to pull out a new one for my left eyebrow. So I'm okay with having 2. For brow gels, I started off the year with 4. That's not right. I'm looking at the wrong one. Just kidding. For brow gels, I started off the year with 6. My goal roughly is to have 2. I finished off 3, brought in 1 more. It was a little trial size of the Anastasia Dip Brow, so currently I'm sitting at 4. I'm okay with that. I'm still working through them. I'm not worried about it at all. For lashes, started the year with 4, still have 4 sets. Yeah, there's that. For lash glues, started the year with 2, still have 2 because one of them is like a magnetic glue, like liner adhesive, and the other one's an actual lash glue, so it is what it is. For lip liners, I started out the year with 4. My goal was to have 2. I actually ended up decluttering 3, but then I bought 2 more because I have started to wear lip liner. So currently I have 3 and I'm okay with that. For bullet or crayon lipsticks, I started off the year with 12. My rough goal is to have 5. I ended up decluttering 5 of them, and so now I'm sitting at 7, which I'm okay with. The ones that I have are ones that I really want to get use out of, and I'm happy with them in my collection. For liquid lipsticks, I started the year with 7. My goal was to have 4. I did end up decluttering 3 of them, so now I am sitting at 4, which is perfect. The 4 that I have, I really love the formulas, although I'm not a huge lip product wearer in general, especially lipstick, like liquid lip products. I'm okay with having the 4 of those. So lip stains is now a category that has been completely eliminated. I used to have 2, I ended up decluttering both of them, and so now I'm sitting at 0, and I'm okay with that. I don't really feel a need to bring any in. If I find one that I like, or that I think would work out well, I'm not opposed to bringing one in, but currently I have 0 in that category. For lip glosses, I started out the year with 15. My rough goal is to have 8. I've since decluttered 3, and I'm currently sitting at 12. I'm fine with that. I'm currently working through a lip gloss in my Project Pan, and those 3 were really old, and so I'm happy with the 12 that I have. It's definitely a lot, I'm aware of that, but they are glosses that I want to eventually work my way through, so I'm okay with it. And then lastly, I have my lip balm / treatment category. And this one, like the mascaras, I'm starting off with 13 at the beginning of the year. I have my goal listed at 13, but that just means like whatever I work my way through without bringing in any more. I finished 4, decluttered 2. I ended up bringing in 2 more, but it wasn't by my choice. Like I ended up with an Aquaphor little tube, and I don't remember what the other one was. But it wasn't like I went out and bought it. Like the Aquaphor, honestly, I got it from my dermatologist for like a scar, so he was like, yeah, rub this on it, and then I finished, like the scars like healed, and I'm like, well, I have Aquaphor, so like I guess it's a lip balm now. So because of that, I counted it as like bringing in a new lip balm. So again, I started off with 13, and currently I'm sitting at 9, so I am working through my lip balms, and I'm very excited about it. So at the very beginning of the year, 2020, or the end of 2020, beginning of 2021, I had 194 products in my collection, and I have since decluttered 42, and I'm currently sitting at 152 products. Is that a lot? Yes, without a doubt, that is still a lot, and I'm fully aware of it. But I mean, the number's going down, I'm working on it, and so I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's everything. That is all of my, makeup inventory for my halfway point in 2021. If you enjoyed this, I'd appreciate if you get a thumbs up down below and left a comment if you felt inclined to do so. If you want to see more of me in the future, I'm not sure, but hey, to each your own, I'm not going to judge you. Go ahead and subscribe down below as well. And without further ado, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.